Okay, so hi and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Today we would be doing the post contest analysis of GFG Weekly Contest 107. So before we move forward, what is the stream all about? So, there is a coding contest held at 7 p.m. till 8:30 p.m. and it is intended for you to clear the online assessment and give you a warm up of that and what kind of questions do appear for that. And just after the stream, just after the contest ends at 8:30 p.m. IST, I start off. Majorly, I start off, and sometimes some other mentors assigned to start off with the post contest analysis. So many of you know me. For those who don't know me, I'm Siddharth Hazra. Currently, I'm an SDE at GeeksforGeeks. Besides that, I'm also a candidate master and a six-star at CodeChef. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, let us talk about my views on this contest. This contest was a balanced contest, but it was meant to be hard. Why? Because the very first problem shows us that yes, this is easy. A person who is well acquainted with the mathematics of class 10th and 11th, who is good enough with binary representation, can crack the algorithm behind it. The second question was a question which had an easy solution, but the intuition of the easy solution was a little bit hard. But if you are good with advanced binary search, then it would have been a little bit easy. The last problem, which was intended to be the most hard, and seeing the constraint, it gives us a hint that it is kind of bit mask DP. But yes, there exists a greedy solution to this problem, which is very easy to guess, kind of, and we can fight off. So, how many problems were you able to solve in this contest? Can I have a quick yes or no? Sir, please explain all answers. This is my job. Where we can see the rank in the weekly contest, you can go to the rank list that is there up there on the page. So, कैसा रहा? How many problems? कितने problems आए? देखते हैं. चलो. विकास विशेष वन, विकास टू, उत्तम मल्लिक वन, प्रदीप सोलंकी zero, Aman Sharma two, Priyanshi. What is your full name? I can't see the full name. Okay, your name is just Priyanshi dot dot. Okay. Okay. Where I can get the answer of all the questions in this stream. My first contest, and I was able to solve just one. In my first contest, I was not able to solve any problem. That's great, to be honest. I solved first question, second question was easy, but I got really, I wasn't able to solve the last one. Okay, seems fine. So able to solve only once since last four contest. चार ही contest हुए हैं. Okay, at least give it 2 or 3 months. At least थोड़ा सा देखो. अगर चार contest देके if you are able to solve one question, then programming would have been very easy. Na? Everyone out there would have been a programmer, and the number of SDs out there on the market would have been in majority. But still, the people who code are in minority. So, कुछ तो बात होगा. Where to see the rank in the weekly contest? Just go to the rank list. Okay, so let me just open up a new thing. Okay, देखता हूँ. Create node. Let's go to templates. Let us use a template. Mhm. I didn't use this template on this stream. No? Let's use this template. This template looks good, cute. Okay, so read the first problem, and then I would share. Just take a minute or so to gather what you have read. Okay, everyone wants to measure some objects and the weight of the iron. He can use blocks of weight 2 and number of blocks 1. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. 12, it is 8 plus 4, that is 2. And the constraints are 10 to the power 9. Good enough. Okay. I, I conclude that you have already read the question. So now we can move forward. And then, is it required to give every week for SDE? It is not required, but it is recommended. Nobody requires it. Okay. Time limit exceeded for the second question. To get the correct answer. Question first, because the discussion a little hard. Yes, this was mainly for OA preparation, not interview preparation. Sir, can you share your screen? Screen is shared. I'm not asking the leaderboard thing. I'm asking how to see what rank I've achieved. I don't know. I never gave the contest myself. When this contest came into existence, I started doing a post-contest analysis of this. Most of the answers are available in Telegram. Please block them. Let them do. Watch the summary in GFG. Yep. Okay. Fair enough. So I think we can move to the. चलो देखते हैं. Okay, this template is looking cute. Okay, so I chose this template. चलो अब देखते हैं. See, you are told you are given a number x. Okay, given a number x. Build x by powers of 2. This is what you are told. Build x by power of 2. And this whole thing should be minimum. Okay, so let's say what I want to convey is, let's say the given number is 5. So 5 can also be built by 2 to the power 1 and 2 to the power 0. If you add all of this, then you would get 5. So you used 3 numbers. Okay, basically you used 3 numbers. But you can also build 5 by doing something like this: 2 to the power 4 and 2 to the power 0, just by using 2 values. Okay, and there is one more way. Like the maximum number of ways can be, as you have already guessed, to be honest, that you have something like this: 2 to the power 0, 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 and 2 to the power 0. So here you are using 5. Okay, so x बनाना है. Okay, हमें x चाहिए by using powers of 2. Okay, but जितना value हम लोग use कर रहे हैं, the number of values we are using to build up that value, that should be minimum. Okay, so what can be the way for this? The very first way is that we can build every number. Like the first intuition is that we know that from the mathematics that we have learned in our elementary school, we know that every number can be represented by powers of 2. We already know this. So when we are receiving a big number like 8, we can have something like 8 and 2, which is equal to 2 to the power 3 and 2 to the power 1. When we are receiving something like 12, we can simply have 8 and 4, which is nothing but 2 to the power 3 and 2 to the power 2. So this is nothing but the binary representation of 10 and 12. How we are writing of this? So 10 can also be written as, okay, powers of 2 की बात हुई. Whenever we are talking about powers of 2, whenever in any question, think that binary representation is coming into picture. Okay, so now 10 in binary representation is represented in something like this: 2 to the power 1, that is here it would be 1, and 2 to the power 3, so here it would be 1, 1 0 1 0. Okay, 10 is represented as binary as 1 0 1 0. 12 is represented in binary as 1 1 0 0. Okay, so if you can see, binary representation only tells us what is the minimum number of values that is required. So we can just count the number of set bits in binary representation. कुछ नहीं करना है. We know that something, the question is asking something based on the powers of 2. We moved forward and we found out, let me just check if I'm visible or not. एक बार के लिए देख लेता हूँ.
There are three ways in which AI is going to change your job forever. AI tools.
Someone should gift me a YouTube premium. Okay, sorry about that. It would be 2 to the power 2. Sorry, by mistake it did. Okay. So now, but you got the essence of it. Okay. So this is how we can say the count the number of set bits in binary representation. So to count the number of set bits in binary representation is very easy. What you can do is you can do something like this. Okay. Let's say you have something like 1011. Okay. Number of times it gets divided by 2. Okay. Let's say we have something like 8. So 8 can be divided once, that is 4, then 2, and then 1. Okay. So we can say that it is this one. Okay. And the binary representation of 8 is how much? 2 to the power 3. That is 0, 1, and 2. So that would be this. Okay. So 8 can be represented something like this. So we need to find out the set bit. So the value is 10 to the power 9. Okay. So what we can do is, if we have a representation, so 1 left shift by 0 is 1. 1 left shift by 1 is something like this, 1 0, which is equal to 2. 1 left shift by 2 is something like this, 1 0 0, and it is equal to 0 1 2, that is 4. And then we have something like 1 left shift by 3 is 1 0 0 0, which is equal to 8. So what we can do is, first we can check 1 left shift by 0. Okay, and we can just do a AND operation. Okay, something like this. Suppose we have 1 0 1 0 1. Suppose we want to just count the number of set bits. So what we can do is, first we can do 1 left shift by 0, which is just equal to 1. Okay, so 1, and we would just do an AND operation. So that would just give me an 1. This is telling me that the bit is set. Now again what I can do is 1 left shift by 1. So this thing would be nothing but equal to 1 0. Now we again do an AND. This is not set, so this would give me a 0 0 0 0 everywhere. Again we do something like this, 1 left shift by 2, and it is equal to 1 0 0, and this is set. Okay, so we have 1 0 0. So we have something like this. So what we can do is, we can simply go till the value of 32, check if the AND is equal to 1, then we would update, else we would just do it. If you're not understanding this, consider learning about count set bits, count the number of set bits in a number. एक बात बताऊं, मुझे भी नहीं पता था. Okay, and if there is a ने कहा कि everyone knows how to count set bits and many people don't know it. If someone is watching the stream in the beginner phase, and he sees your comment like this, he would be demotivated. And at this point, he would kind of conclude that सबको पहले से बहुत कुछ पता है and I don't know it. I belonged from a tier 3 college. That just basically means that I didn't pay attention in my physics, chemistry, mathematics classes and I was weak in that. So मुझे भी ये चीज़ पहले इंस्टेंस पे नहीं आती थी in programming. So just थोड़ा avoid करना, ऐसे sentences देना. Okay, so you are an intermediate and you went through the phase of beginner. So you can just conclude that कोई आपको कुछ नहीं आता and someone is telling कि everyone knows this. So you would feel a little demotivated. It's absolutely fine. I just don't want your sorry. It's absolutely fine. You don't need to be sorry for being yourself. It's just that कि मैं अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बता रहा था. यू आर फ्री टू डू वट एवर यू आर. आई डोंट वांट टू, मतलब आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो इस टाइम में. आई डोंट वांट टू कंट्रोल एनी, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. आप मस्ती करो, आप मुझे जो मन बोलो. Okay, and that's completely a personal preference. So we are given a number n. So now we would keep a count is equals to 0, and then we would simply have for int I is equals to 0, I is less than, let's say, 32, and I plus plus. At this point, we would say if the particular n and 1 left shift by I, if it is equal to a true value, then we would count this and then we would simply return the value of C, and that would be just 32 operation. So the time complexity would be constant and the space complexity would be constant because we are just using variables. Okay, this is done. So basically we just need to count the number of bits, set bits. Okay, so देखता हूँ. Let me just share this. Yep, this question was the first question. So just quickly tell me the line number at which you are not able to understand, else give me a quick one so that I can move forward to the next question. Just give me a quick one so that I can just move forward to the next question. Yep, you can use this if you are using C++ because this is an inbuilt feature of STL. But if you are a person who belongs from the Java or Python, then you can simply use the traditional method because there is a very high probability that if you give this approach in an interview, the interviewer might tell you that kindly can you do this without using inbuilt function or not. Okay. Sir, why I is less than 32? See, there are people. So, okay. So, why I is less than 32? I is less than 32 because the maximum value is 10 to the power 9. So, 2 to the power 32 is less than 9. So, I know that the last set bit would at max be at 31 or 32 at position. Okay. This is why. अगर मुझे पता है कि वैल्यू 10 तक ही रहेगी, ओके, सो मैं 2 टू द पावर 3 तक ही जाऊंगा. ओके, सो मैं 3 तक ही जाऊंगा. तो अगर मुझे पता है वैल्यू 10 टू द पावर 9 है तो 32 तक जा रहा हूँ मैं इसीलिए. ओके, but you can also do, if you don't want to stress this much, log base 2 n, and you would solve the purpose. The purpose would be solved. Chalo, let's move to the next question. In the next question, you can just quickly just read again the next question. Okay, quickly just revise, like यही line था ना, यही question था ना. Second question was not tough. It had an easy solution, but the intuition was a little bit tough. Mhm. I think I'm good to go to the next question, like explaining this question. Sir, I'm solving DSA problems for about 1.5 years, but still not able to solve problems. It's fine. Still, I'm able to not solve many problems. it takes time. But I think that for if you are solving problems for 1.5 years, still you are not gaining confidence, then there is a problem in your learning curve. Okay, so now let us see this question. Present the whole screen. चलो देखते हैं. Okay. 1316 154210. Okay. 1316. I would explain the very first one. Okay. See this problem with absolute care. Here you are told that you are given an array. Okay, you are given an array. Then you are told to place, like to select an index k. Okay, you are given an array, and then you are told to select an index k. Select an index k. This is what you need to do. But selection of an index k वो कैसे होगा? This is very important. Okay. So let's say we have something like the index k कैसा होगा? The value multiplied by the distance from k. Okay. So index k should be such that, like, if you are given a value like 0. Okay, let's take the value. Let's take some array elements. Let's take the sample test case. Okay, so let's say that you select the index k as, this is the index 0, this is the index 1, this is the index 2, this is the index 3. Let's say you come and you say, Siddharth, I want to select the first index. Okay, so if you select the first index, then the value from the left side, the values are 0 minus, so here k, here the value of k is equals to 1. Okay, so now how to calculate the cost? Okay, how to calculate the cost, I would tell you that. See, here k value is equals to, here the value of I is equals to 0. So the value multiplied by the absolute value, this is meant by absolute value. Okay, जब भी ऐसा रहे, this is absolute value. Okay, and this is what? K minus I. Okay, so from the first index, the value that we would have is nothing but 1 multiplied by k value is 1. Okay, k value is 1. 1 minus 0 is equals to 1. So 1 multiplied by 1 is equals to 1. Then we go to the first index. First index जाने पे the value is 3 multiplied by k value is 1, and the value of I is also 1. So 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. 3 multiplied by 0 is equals to 0. Then we have something like 2. So we have here as 1 multiplied by 2 minus 1, which is equals to 1 multiplied by 2 minus 1 is equals to 1. 1 multiplied by 1 is equals to 1. Then we have something like 3. So the value would be 6 multiplied by 1 minus the index 3, that is 6. So 6 multiplied by 2 is equals to 12. So the addition of all the index would be 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 12 is equals to 14. Okay, this is the overall cost if we select k is equals to 1. Okay, so हमें k ऐसा select करना है कि overall cost minimum होना चाहिए. Here what we can do is we can select the index 2 itself. If we select the index 2, फिर से देखते हैं एक बार. If we select the index 2 itself, then we have for the first index, we have 1 multiplied by k value is 2 and this value is 0. So 1 multiplied by 2 is equals to 2. Then we have the first index. First index में क्या है 3. So 3 minus 2 is equals to 1. So 3 multiplied by 1 is equals to 1. Then we have 2. Okay, then we have 2. So 1 multiplied by how much? That is 1 2 minus 2 is equals to 0. So that would value would be 0. Then we have 3. That is 6 multiplied by 2 minus 3. That is equals to just 6. So this value would be 6 plus 1 7. 7 plus 2 is equals to 9. So if we select the index 2, the value would be just 9 itself. So am I clear with the sample test case? Give me a quick yes or no. Just give me a quick yes or no if I'm clear with the sample test case so that I can move forward. Can you quickly like the video because the number of likes is absolutely very less? Were you able to solve it using binary search? Yup. Okay, so value 1 you have taken wrong. Please once check it. Okay, ऐसा हो सकता है. For value 1. Okay, so you understood how to approach this. So just give me a quick one if this thing is clear, and then we would move forward to the solving part. How to have this consideration. Can you quickly like the video? Do we have to use binary search? Yes. The intuitive approach would be that we need to use binary search. Can you quickly like थोड़ा like दे दो ना. मजा आता है. Just increase the number of like counter. Okay. So what are the observations that we can draw from this? Okay. So if this was a sorted array, okay, the very first thing is that we need to multiply big values. Okay, see, पहला दिमाग में क्या होता है कि ये बड़े values है. Okay, if we want to minimize the total cost, then we need to, so we can say that if we want to minimize the overall cost, then big value should be multiplied with low value. So हमें क्या करना है, हमें बिग वैल्यू के तरफ ही द वैल्यू ऑफ के लेना है ताकि के सामने होगा उस तरफ. So k would be multiplied with a lower value. Like let's say if we have something like 1 2 3 4 and we take the value of k as this. Okay, so now if you observe here the value of k is equals to 3. So the contribution from the first index would be 1 multiplied by 0 1 2 3. So the contribution k minus, that is 3 minus 0 is equals to 3. ये 3 होगा. that 2 multiplied by 2, 2 multiplied by 2 4 होगा. 3 multiplied by 1 is equals to 3. 4 multiplied by 0 is equals to 0. So you can observe that 3 4 3 ऐसे ऐसे values आ रहे हैं, which is very good. But if we keep the value of k at this side, so to overall cost क्या है यहाँ पे? Overall cost of this is 3 plus 4 7. 7 plus 4 is equals to 10. So हमारे पास 10 overall cost आया. But let's take the value of k on that side. Okay, छोटे values की तरफ लेते हैं. Let's take the values on that side. So let's say I take the value on this side k. So here 1 would contribute to 0. यहाँ से 0 आएगा. 2 से क्या आएगा? This is 0 1 2 3. So 2 would be multiplied by 1. Okay, because 1 minus 0 is equals to 1. So 0 plus 2, 3 multiplied by 2 is equals to 6. 4 plus 3 is equals to 12. So we can say 18, 6, 12 plus 6, 18. 18 plus 2 is equals to 20. So हमें पता चल रहा है कि taking k towards big value is more beneficial to us if the array is sorted. But here, okay, but here the array is not sorted. Here it is not mentioned that the array would be sorted. Array is sorted, it is not mentioned. This is the very first observation, that we need to take k towards the big values. Big values हम लोग कर लेते if this array was sorted. Okay, but we don't really know. It might be a scenario that big value lie here also, big value lie here also, big value lie here also, big value lie here also. हमें पता ही नहीं कि कहाँ लेना है. Okay, हमें पता ही नहीं. We don't know if we need to take k here, we need to take k here, if we need to take k here, or here. So basically, we can come to the conclusion that greedy approach won't really work. Okay, like the intuitive, if you are following the intuition, yes, there exists a greedy approach, I said earlier, that is mentioned in the solution of the question. But if you follow intuition, then greedy approach is not possible, because the numbers are kept in a haphazard manner. Array is not sorted matlab what? Haphazard manner. Haphazard manner matlab what? We don't really know that k कहाँ रखे कि हमें beneficial होगा. k बड़े values के तरफ रखेंगे तो difference, वो index का difference कम होगा. Okay, so हमें बड़े वैल्यू से कंट्रीब्यूशन कम आएगी, देन दैट इज मोर बेनिफिशियल टू अस. बट यहाँ पे तो एलिमेंट्स किसी भी तरीके से रखे हुए हैं, so this won't work. Now we come to the conclusion that following the intuition, I can say that try all possible index try all possible index of k and return it, and return the minimum. यहाँ पे I had this solution. How many of you agree with this? इस point तक how many of you was able to reach? Quickly tell me. Okay, so now there are various direction in which you can move. Okay, अब there are many various direction. अब you know that if you keep 1k, okay, for calculating 1k you would be doing big O of n operation. Just let me share my screen again. Okay, so for calculating 1k you are doing big O of n operation, because जैसे calculate कर रहे थे. So the number of k, the possible number of k can be everyone, सारे index को ही k मान सकते हैं. So this is nothing but multiplied by n, and this is multiplied by n. So it would be, for calculating n positions of k, we would be doing n square operation. But the value of n is 10 to the power 5. So 10 to the power 5 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 is 10 to the power 10, which is greater than 10 to the power 8. So you would be getting a TLE if you directly approach this. Okay. Ab, you might have heard in many different streams of mind कि try all possible ways, मतलब try all possible ways मतलब recursion को optimize करो तो we have DP. Okay, but before moving towards DP, I just roam around in different algorithms. Okay, यहाँ पे मुझे पता चल गया था काइंड ऑफ कि ये डीपी का क्वेश्चन है, बट मैं थोड़ा और एल्गोरिथम्स में भी घूमना पसंद करता हूँ. ओके, क्योंकि डीपी सॉल्यूशन सोचना थोड़ा हार्ड रहता है. ओके, सो मैं और सॉल्यूशंस की तरफ भी ढूंढना पसंद करता हूँ. बट नाउ एट दिस पॉइंट we need to select the index of k. Okay, so we are given that we have 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. अब हमें k का वैल्यू लेना है. सो के कैन बी दिस, के कैन बी दिस, के कैन बी दिस और के कैन बी दिस. यही करना है ना हमें बेसिकली. सो what are the different algorithms we have? We can't use sorting because the original ordering needs to be preserved. So sorting तो नहीं है. We can't really hash the values because hashing करके भी खास फायदा आएगा नहीं. Yes, hashing would give us the approach कि किस तरफ ज़्यादा weightage है, okay, किस तरफ ज़्यादा low values है, okay. Hashing मुझे ये kind of idea देगा. But build like thinking and proving it right कि हाँ solutions पे चलेगा कि नहीं, I was not confident enough and it would take me time. The very next thing is मुझे मुझे इंडेक्स सिलेक्ट करना है 0 से n-1 तक. ओके. अब what I can do is select करना है इंडेक्स. Okay, in a big range. So this is just select a value from a range. Select a value from range. This is what you need to do. At this point you come to the conclusion this also. So select a value of range जब भी आता है, I can think of what as binary search. So basically this is a concept of advanced binary search. If you are well acquainted with what is monotonic function, what is advanced binary search, searching an answer in a space is known as advanced binary search. Selecting a value from a range is binary search. I kind of thought this. But the array is not sorted. So how do we really know that at what point do we need to go towards the left side or towards the right side? This is very important. कैसे जाऊंगा मैं? Okay. So at this point, I had a different solution and I kind of implemented it. Okay. And that is there in the solution. Okay. That is there in the solution part of GeeksforGeeks. Okay. But I went on to the submission of many people, and many people did submit the same solution. Okay. Many people did submit the very same solution. Okay. I don't know that if there is a coincidence that everyone got the same idea, everyone was using the same approach, or if it is something else. I'm not acquainted with it. I can't really claim it on a public platform, but I found people are using binary search for this, so I decided to explain it. Because if you took help from your friends, then at least know what you did. Okay. So select a value from a range. This is not a sorted array, so we won't be really known that we need to move in which direction. Okay. So किस direction में हमें जाना चाहिए? Left or right and how? So let me tell you that also. So the idea is very simple. What we would do is if it is binary search, we have something like low, we have something like high, and then we have something like mid. Okay, we have something like mid. So what we can do is we can first calculate the value. Like we can conclude mid as k, and then we can calculate the value k value. इसको mid को k मान के what would be the value? Let's say it is vk. Let's name this as vk. Mid को k मान के जो value आएगा उसको let's claim that as vk. Okay. So let's say हमें vk मिल गया. अब हमें किस तरफ जाना है? We don't really know कि लेफ्ट जाने से ज़्यादा वैल्यू मिलेगी या राइट जाने से ज़्यादा वैल्यू मिलेगी. Okay. So to solve that thing, what we can do is we can also calculate the value. Like we can also take v of mid plus 1. Okay. We can calculate the value of mid plus 1. Mid plus 1 की भी वैल्यू कैलकुलेट कर लेते हैं. Okay. Mid plus 1 कहाँ राइट करेगा? इस तरफ. So if the value of mid plus 1 is less than value of mid, then हमें उधर जाना चाहिए क्योंकि हमें कॉस्ट मिनिमाइज करना है और मिड प्लस 1 के तरफ कॉस्ट मिनिमाइज है. सो हमें उधर जाना है. दैट जस्ट बेसिकली मीन्स कि हमें लो को लाके यहाँ रखना है. सो what we would do is we would make low is equals to mid plus 1. ओके हम लोग क्या करेंगे बेसिकली मिड को के मान लेंगे और मिड प्लस 1 की वैल्यू को भी के मान लेंगे ओके और मिड प्लस 1 की वैल्यू अगर कम हुई तो हम इसका मतलब उस साइड आंसर हो सकता है सो हम लोग लो को इस तरफ से उठाएंगे एंड वी वुड कीप इट एज लो एंड हाई एट दिस साइड मिड को इधर तरफ ओके नाउ इफ मिड प्लस 1 इज मोर अगर मिड प्लस 1 इज मोर अगर हमारा ऐसा कुछ सीन है सो देन इफ मिड प्लस 1 इज मोर इसका मतलब करेक्ट आंसर इस तरफ कहीं है सो वी वुड मेक हाई to mid minus 1 so we would say high is equals to mid minus 1 if mid plus 1 is more than mid एक बार मिड प्लस 1 को के मान लेंगे एक बार मिड को के मान लेंगे और उस तरफ चले जाएंगे okay so this is the implementation that I use okay and many people I found out that they were not using this implementation they were using a different implementation let me just show you that also where is my cursor I'm not able to see my cursor only stop sharing okay I have my cursor now okay so hint says don't about focus on weights why are you skipping one value for k okay sir why are you skipping one value in between for k okay I would first show you this gathering boulders so in this problem if you observe here many people have not skipped k okay let's see the very last solution yep see because people are not concluding this as k okay so that is why people are asking because they have not skipped k in the solution they have submitted so just let me present my screen and let me just tell you okay so why are you skipping one value in between for k skip one value okay so see the idea is such that this is the concept of binary search okay this is many people have different implementation but my implementation says that if mid is equals to k that means हमने mid को चेक कर लिया अगर हमने मिड को चेक कर लिया तो मिड को फिर से चेक करने की जरूरत नहीं है सो हम लोग लो को उठा के यहाँ रख देंगे दैट इज mid plus 1 दैट इज वाई लो इज इक्वल्स टू मिड प्लस 1 इफ मिड चेक हो चुका है तो हाई आके इस तरफ आके बैठेगा मिड के इस तरफ वैल्यू क्या है मिड माइनस 1 दैट इज वाई मिड प्लस 1 and mid minus 1 we are doing that okay so that is how we are moving forward and at each point we would save the answer जो भी minimum होगा we would save the answer here the value minimum was mid plus 1 so we would save the answer of mid plus 1 here the value was mid so we would save this answer okay so now this is the whole idea and we would be using binary search to implement this so we would use binary search unwrapped with this and we would calculate the answer in this fashion कैसे yep we would calculate the answer in this fashion ऐसे करके answer calculate होगा in this fashion we would use a for loop for this and we would calculate the answer now it's time for doubts and then we would move forward to the implementation okay Okay. Hint says don't care about index but focus on weights. Okay. Yup. If you like, what the problem setter meant was that index पे focus नहीं करना है but focus on weights. Okay. Because index I multiplied by 2 तो रहेगा ही. What makes the difference is the value that is there. That is why the first value was कि बड़े को छोटे के साथ करना. Sorting लग सकती है, try लग सकता है, DP लग सकती है, but try is yep. To be honest, sorting लग सकती है. Sorting लग सकती है, try लगा है, DP लग सकती है, one में हो रहा है तो greedy लग सकती है, hashing kind of stuff लग सकती है, pointers लग सकता है, binary search. Yep. Pulkit, you have a very good like analysis over the algorithm. Mid plus one क्यों ना करे? Am I clear to you, Pulkit Jan? Mid minus one नहीं किया मैंने. ऐसा हुआ है क्या? Let me just see. Mid minus one ही किया है. High is equals to mid minus one ही किया है. High को उठा के mid minus one ही किया है, Pulkit. So how can we 100% sure by comparing that with mid plus one? To be honest, we can't be really 100% sure that it is made plus one, but we move forward with the implementation. Like the mathematical proof is not well defined. It entirely depends on the sample test case. Now the backend के test cases थोड़े weak थे. That is why this solution was passed, and many of you have implemented this solution. So I kind of move forward with this explanation कि how people are thinking of this. The question, but इसमें logic क्या है? The question is like peak element, but इसमें logic क्या है? Okay, the logic is that you can logic is that if the elements are like, if this side we have greater value, then we move to that side कि उधर ही साइड हमें के रखना चाहिए. ओके okay? अगर उस साइड हमें वैल्यू मिनिमम मिल रही है मतलब उधर ही साइड कम एलिमेंट्स है. Okay, so the logic is that we try to go towards minimum result. मिनिमम रिजल्ट किस तरफ आएगा? जहां ग्रेटर वैल्यूज होगा. ग्रेटर वैल्यूज के तरफ अगर हम लोग के रखेंगे तो मिनिमम मिनिमम के तरफ जाएंगे. ओके, सो हमें मिनिमम जिस भी तरफ मिल रहा है हम लोग उसी तरफ जाना शुरू कर रहे हैं. ओके, लॉजिक यही है. हाउ डू वी नो दैट जस्ट बेस्ड ऑन ऑल द वैल्यूज आर लेस on left? Because the test cases were weak. Okay, no, the test cases were weak. If the test cases were tough, it wouldn't have been suppressed. But I couldn't find like, yep, someone can really distort the solution. Okay, but backend में solutions weak थे and most of you यही solutions के साथ move forward किए. So that is why I'm explaining this. Backend के solutions were weak and the solution can be failed. And to be honest, there is an easy solution to this. The easier solution to this is this. Just let me show you. The easiest solution to this is just by using for loop. We can simply take a screenshot of this. Total weight कर लिया, total weight निकाल लिया, total sum of the array निकाल लिया, and then we can just add it and then we can submit it. Okay, this is the easiest solution. Okay, what is the mathematical proof regarding this? No mathematical proof exists. Okay, the test cases were weak, so people were moving forward with this. Okay, anyone can break this solution easily. I'm just telling you the anti-test cases too. Okay, anti-test cases ये हो सकता है, यहाँ पर हमने 100, यहाँ पे कुछ ज़्यादा बड़ा वैल्यू एक रख दिया. ओके, यहाँ पर हमने ज़्यादा बड़ा वैल्यू एक रख दिया एंड यहाँ पे छोटे छोटे वैल्यूज है जो बिल्ड अप करके ज़्यादा हो रहे हैं. तो ऐसा हो ही सकता है. वी आर नॉट एबल टू डिटेक्ट दैट साइड, वी लेफ्ट दैट साइड, बट वही साइड पे के रहना चाहिए इन रियलिटी. When the test cases were weak, see, the whole idea is as many majority of you have submitted this kind of solution, so I moved forward to the explanation of the solution. Other than that, it is pretty simple. The logic is pretty simple that we can just use a for loop to solve with this. If mid and mid plus one both are higher than mid, okay, if mid and mid minus one both are higher than mid, then we need to take if mid and mid plus 1 is both higher than mid, then we need to move forward to either of the side. तब तो could midi answer हो जाएगा ना? Yep. So that is why we would save the answer. But I can see the solution. Okay, so share the link. Yep, I can share the link to the solution. Just give me a sec. Mhm. I will just share you the solution. Mhm. Index k depend on total weight on either of the sides and not on the distance of the boldest from it. For the final index, the cost would be the smallest no matter which side the cost will goes up. Let's exact hint. But we can't when we are moving according and big amount is placed on the left side. Yep. This is why I can say the sample the test cases on the back end were weak. Okay, by the way, you can just I want you all people to comment on this video that the test cases were weak for the second question so that this is changed by the problem setters. There we can see the cost were decreasing, then increasing. We can use buying search to get the first position, start increasing. Yep. Simple solution is so good. Yep. सर एक बार ऑप्टिमाइजेशन जिसमें फॉर लूप यूज किया वो एक्सप्लेन कर दो प्लीज इट इज लाइक जो ऑप्टिमल सॉल्यूशन है द सॉल्यूशन इज very easy. Okay, what they did was they found out the total weight. Okay, I'm just explaining first. Let me implement the idea that I have shared. Okay, जो सबने किया वही idea implement करते हैं, फिर we would discuss the given solution. Okay, sure करेंगे, क्यों ना करेंगे. हम्म हम्म Okay, so I'm a very lazy person, as you already know, so I would just be using A. Okay, so now I would be using long low is equals to, or we can simply use int low is equals to 0 and high is equals to n minus 1 because we need to move from 0 to n minus 1, and then we would initialize an answer. Okay, so this would also be int answer is equal to minus 1. Okay, so now I would say while low is less than equal to high. Okay, while low is less than equal to high, and then we would calculate the mid. Int mid is equals to low plus high. This is the implementation that I use in all my stream for binary search because it is very simple. Okay, so we have calculated the mid. अब हमें sum निकालना. Okay, we have the sum, so we would say long sum of mid. Okay, sum of mid is equal to 0, and then sum of mid plus 1, that is, let's say sum 1 is also equal to 0. Up we would start adding up. For int I is equals to 0, I is less than n, and I plus plus. Okay, now we would say, okay, okay, so क्या होगा, sum of mid, sum of mid is equals to the value currently there and the difference that is there. So difference is the absolute value of mid minus I, mid minus I, mid minus I. This is what, and we would add it to the sum. Okay, sum of mid plus 1 is plus equals to, सब कुछ सेम रहेगा, सब कुछ सेम रहेगा. Just instead of this, we would have something like mid plus 1. Okay, instead of just this, we would have mid plus 1 minus I, and we can just ignore this also. Okay, so now after all this is done, we would say if sum of mid is less than equal to, less than equal to sum of mid plus 1. Then sum of mid is optimal. If sum of mid is optimal, मतलब इस साइड ग्रेटर वैल्यूज है और इस साइड कम वैल्यूज है, तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, हाई को लाके यहाँ रख देंगे. सो वी वुड मेक हाई इज इक्वल्स टू मिड माइनस 1. और यहाँ पे ऑप्टिमल कौन सा था, मिड या मिड प्लस 1? मिड ऑप्टिमल था. मिड ऑप्टिमल था तभी तो सम से वैल्यू आया ना, सम लो है, और यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने क्या यूज किया, मिड. सो आई वुड से आंसर इज इक्वल्स टू मिड. ओके, एल्स यहाँ पे कौन सा था, यहाँ पे मिड प्लस 1 लो है. सो आंसर इज इक्वल्स टू मिड प्लस 1, मिड प्लस 1, and at this point we would say low is equals to mid plus 1. Okay, low को उठा के इधर रखते हैं, and at the end we have the value of k. So now we would say int k is equals to the value of answer. Now we can just calculate it again. So we would say long sum is equals to 0, the ultimate sum, and then we can simply use it this. दो नहीं निकालने हैं, एक ही निकालने हैं. Instead of mid we can simply have k, and at the end we can just return the value of sum. This is not sum m. Now let us just compile and run and see how many errors am I making. Okay, due to weak test cases, this was running. Okay, this was running, but this is not what is expected. A simple solution like this is expected. I just showed you the intuition how people are implementing this solution. ये वाला solution majority of लोगों ने implement किया, so I thought to explain others कि ये वाली solution क्यों है और कैसे है. Okay, this is because of weak test cases. Now this is the correct solution, and the correct solution is absolutely very simple. The correct solution is that we just find the sum of the array. After finding the sum of the array, what we can do is, see, left or right, if k is here, then the value from the right would be sum minus the current value. So हम लोग each value पे हम लोग minus कर रहे हैं, and then we just take the minimum, we just keep adding that, so we just have the answer. So now, so just tell me the line number at which you are not able to understand. I would provide you the solution. And then we can move forward to the last part. And last part has an easy solution. I did it using big O of n with prefix sum and suffix sum. Yeah, same solution. Prefix sum and suffix sum, like prefix sum, the optimum, like the easier version of prefix sum is suffix sum is what? Running sum. And the correct solution is using running sum here. This is known as running sum. Okay, this is known as running sum. इसी को running sum का concept बोलते हैं. Okay, I was also going to implement, but thought of those cases didn't use but the cases were weakly or yes. इसीलिए मैंने समझा दिया कि क्यों लोग करते हैं. And we are telling for myself calculate minimum cost for each k. I just showed you how to do it using binary search. You just showed now comparing the total sum and comparing the total sum, return minimum. Okay, can you implement the DP solution? Implementing the DP solution would take around 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, because I didn't meant forward with DP solution. I had the suffix and the prefix one. Suffix and the prefix दिमाग में आया, suffix prefix दिमाग में आया. Then I know that suffix prefix को बार बार use नहीं करना है, so I can simply use running sum from front and back. So मैंने ऐसे कर दिया. But DP solution सोच के implement करके correct AC लाने में मुझे भी 10 मिनट का time लगेगा. And it has already been 1.5 hours and I still have one question left, so it won't be feasible, Soumya. What is running sum concept? Can you give more questions on this? The running sum concept is nothing but it is just like prefix sum. But prefix sum में क्या होता है? Whenever prefix sum हमें ये बताता है, prefix sum tells us that we would use the values that we have calculated in prefix sum again and again. So we calculate all the prefix sum values and we keep it in an array. But in some questions, we know that the prefix sum values are not important to us, rather, only the value at each point is important to us. So that is why we use running sum, where it is just like prefix sum, but we don't need an array to keep the values. Okay, like a simpler version of prefix sum is known as running sum. Don't use running sum, use prefix sum like many others. Okay, you can simply use prefix sum like many others. Prefix sum wala solution is much easier than advanced binary search solution. Okay, and ये तो आप खुद से भी कर सकते हो. That is why I told that let's do advanced binary search. Prefix sum वाली solution कहीं ना कहीं से मिल ही जाएगी. Yep, see, this is prefix sum solution, and then we quickly do up this. Okay, you use prefix sum, don't use running sum. Use prefix sum, much more feasible. Okay, so now let's move to the last question. Okay, so last question, just read out the last question. If you had told me earlier, I would have told you. Okay, but I already told you that I would be using binaries, advanced binary search for this. So Roshni and Manpara for prefix sum. Okay, just give me a ping on LinkedIn. When I'm free, I would be replying you. From tomorrow, I have my office also. Chalo, let's solve up this problem. Okay, ये वाला solution. Mhm. Okay, see this. आ गया. Okay, so basically, this question is asking me that we have ओके चलो पढ़ते हैं. थोड़ा ध्यान दो यार यहाँ पे. This the audience of GFG practice is very serious. मुझे बहुत पसंद है. Okay, so this question is telling me that group that we are given an array and we are told to group elements. We are told to group elements such that the sum of them, like the sum after grouping, we need to group elements such that the sum after each group is less than equal to k. And there is one more thing, that we can't like if some element is 5, so I can't say 1 would come to the first group and 4 would come to the next group. ऐसा नहीं करना है. One element needs to be in only one group. We can't take fraction of that element and keep it in different groups. We can't do that. Every element should belong to only one group. We can't break the elements. Okay, we need to take the exact elements. Okay, so we need to group elements such that the sum of the grouped element is less than k, and then we need to do this. Okay, so I was thinking about this problem. Like I would tell you what were my thoughts during the contest, and then I saw that the constraints were till 20. Okay, then I knew that this question kind of is from recursion, not recursion because that would be like this question has a back is using backtracking or a recursion, or it is bit mask DP. Okay, because the constraints were very low enough, like 20. Why I thought this, I would just tell you that also. Okay, so because 2 to the power 20 is less than 10 to the power 8. 2 to the power 18, I think so. So if the value of n is less than equal to 20, I conclude this from the constraint itself. Okay, this question is from Bitmask DP recursion or backtracking. But I found a simpler solution than this. Okay, and I tried it, to be honest. I just tried it. Okay, these all solutions would be long, and let's try a simpler approach. Okay, and it worked like a beauty. So what I did was, मैं बहुत easy solution सोचा. What I did was, I sort the array. Okay, I simply sorted the array. After sorting the array, I reversed it. Sorting the array क्यों किया? Because we need to group elements, so the ordering of the elements is not important to us. And then what I did was, I first prioritized on the maximum element. पहले maximum elements को group कर लिया. कैसे? Let's say the values are 5, 3, 2, 1 and 7. Okay, 7 नहीं हो सकता sorting के बाद. Let's say I have this. So what I did was, let's say the value of k is equals to 5. So I give space to 5. Okay. Then I have 3. So 3 रख दिया. Then I have 2. Okay. So 3 के बाद we still have 2 space left and it can be taken by 2. So I kept here 2. और 5 के बाद space नहीं था तो यहाँ पे C++ कर दिया. जब भी we are exhausting the space, जब भी we can't accommodate the next element, जब भी the current sum plus current element is greater than k, तो हम लोग C++ करेंगे. That is, a new group is required. But suppose we can accommodate the current element in the previous group, then we would do that. Simple सा idea है. अगर मैं नया बंदा को इस ग्रुप में अकोमोडेट कर सकता हूँ और मुझे टोटल नंबर ऑफ ग्रुप्स लेस चाहिए, तो मैं क्या करूंगा? नया बंदा ग्रुप में अकोमोडेट कर सकते हैं, कर लो भैया. नया बंदा ग्रुप में अकोमोडेट नहीं कर सकते, मतलब मुझे नया ग्रुप चाहिए इसके लिए. सिंपल. बट जस्ट दीज टू कंडीशन. ओके, सो पहले क्या किया? बड़े एलिमेंट्स को लाके रख दिया. बड़े एलिमेंट्स को रखने के बाद अगर थोड़ा स्पेस बच रहा है, I started analyzing it. Okay, so this is what I did by simply sorting it, reversing it in the order, and then I used just 2 loops, 2 if condition, and then I was able to do it. And many people were able to do it. I found it during the solution. So now let's just implement the easy solution and then we would talk about something more about this. Okay, and कुछ elements बच जा रहे हैं. See, and then it might be a scenario that some elements might be left. So what I did was, I just kept an hashed value, like एक hashing use कर लिया कि सारे elements visit हुए हैं कि नहीं. Okay, so I would say int number of groups required is 0. Okay, and number of elements that I have assigned them in the group. Okay, elements assigned. Okay, that is, let's say this is CNT, elements assigned. Okay, let's say ASG. Assigned elements is now 0. I have not assigned any of the elements to any of the group. This is telling me the total number of groups. Total groups. Okay, this is telling me the total groups. This is telling me the assigned element. कितने elements की assignment हो चुकी है. Now we would say, and as the constraint is very small, I can simply say, while all the elements are not assigned, while assigned number of elements is not equal to n. सारे elements जब तक assign नहीं हुए, while all elements are not assigned, while all elements are not assigned. Okay, while all elements are not assigned, so we would say, अब हम लोग sum create करेंगे. We would say sum is equals to 0 because initially we have the sum as 0. पूरा ग्रुप का sum 0 होगा क्योंकि अभी तक कोई बंदा उसमें assign हुआ ही नहीं है. Okay, and then we would start searching for int I is equals to 0, I is less than n and I plus plus. अरे मैं तो sorting करना भूल ही गया. और विजिटेड अरे भी रखना भूल गया. So sort a comma begin comma a dot end. सॉर्टिंग करके रिवर्स कर दो या आर बिगिन आर एंड कर दो. सेम थिंग. आर बिगिन आर एंड इज जस्ट इक्वल टू sorting and then reversing. Okay. And then we would have a visited array also. Vector int visited array of size n comma 1. Okay. Visited array of n comma 1. No, initially no element is visited. No element is assigned to any group. Okay. Now at this point, if the particular I, if we're visited of I, okay, is equals to 0, that means if it is not visited, okay, we would start from the bigger element. बड़े elements को पहले देख लो. If this element has not been visited, okay, we would first see that if we can accommodate this element or not. Sum plus a of I, if we can accommodate this person, okay, then we would say visited of I, this has been assigned a group, okay, and assigned element would be more. एक assigned element भी बढ़ जाएगा, okay, and we would add up this. Sum plus is equals to a of I. Okay, if that is not the scenario, if we can't accommodate the current element in the particular group, if we can't do that, then we reset everything and we make a new group. Okay, we make a new group. So if we make a new group, the total number of groups would increase at this point. C++. Okay, and then we would simply return the count. Now let us just compile and run. This was this was the solution that you can simply use. Now tell me the line number at which you are not able to understand. Okay, so 76431, and what is the value of k is equals to 7? So 4 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 6431. No. So now, from the last few contests, for the last 5 to 10 contests, I found out that many people, like, the test cases are weak. Sometimes the problem statement is weak. Okay, so I would just tell you what happened. So I was doing the post contest analysis. I'm doing the post contest analysis. Okay, this is not a teaching. So if I had given the contest, मैं कैसे सोचता, मैं कैसे करता? Because this happens in many hiring challenges too. Many a times you just need to believe on your intuition and you need to submit a easy solution and it might give you an easy. ऐसा बहुत बड़े बड़े कॉन्टेस्ट में भी होता है. The test cases are weak and you are even able to get out of it. Okay, to be honest, the problem setter didn't intend to give intend to get forward with this easy solution. They were kind of using bitmask TP. Okay, but some easy solutions pass होते हैं. And if I was giving this solution और मुझे अगर पता चल गया गलती से भी कि इसमें टेस्ट केसेस रॉन्ग होते हैं एंड मैं ये सोल्यूशन सबमिट करके देख सकता हूँ, so मैं ये सोल्यूशन सबमिट करूंगा. दैट इज व्हाई आई मूव फॉरवर्ड एंड स्टार्टेड एक्सप्लेनिंग द इजी सोल्यूशंस आउट ऑफ दिस. ओके, इसीलिए मैं इजी सोल्यूशंस पे फोकस कर रहा हूँ कि सो कॉल्ड इंटेंडेड, वो लोग जो प्रॉब्लम सेटर्स ने जो सोचा था कि मैं ऐसा कुछ सोचूंगा, वो नहीं किया. No, it won't work, Jashwant. This again happened because of weak test cases. Again, ये फिर से एक weak test cases है. And I want you to comment weak test cases a hell lot and blame the problem setters, not me, because I am not the one who sets problems. Okay. What if the value of n is more? If the value of n is more, then what you can do is still this would be big O of n squared. So this can handle up to n raised to the power 3, 10 raised to the power 3. If it is much more, then we need to use something like dp. Basically, this is the concept of bitmask dp, but due to weak test cases, this became a greedy approach, to be honest. If you just solve Hamiltonian path from CACS, this is inspired from this problem. Is is it the greedy approach? Yes. Line number 18 क्या है? Line number 18 देख लेता हूँ एक बार. लाइन नंबर 18 का है. ओके, यहाँ पे हो सकता है. लाइन नंबर 18 कौन सा है? ओके, देखो ये if we are not able to accommodate any new person in the queue, then we would increase the number of groups formed, and again the current sum would become 0. Okay, again the current sum would become 0. This is simple. Okay, so if you have any more issues or concerns, you can ask me, and I want you to comment that kindly improve the test cases and the problems to the problem setters, not me. मुझे मत गाली देने लगना. I am not the person who is assigned for this. मुझे फ्री में गाली सुनने का कोई मन नहीं है. Okay, so that's it from my part. Okay, so if you have more concern or queries, I will be waiting there for the next 30 seconds. So if you are a person who is watching this stream in the recorded version, kindly like and comment on this video so that your presence could be proved and my hard work could be justified. And if you're watching the stream live itself, and if you were here till this point of time, then, and if you like this video, consider leaving a note for me, and it would make me happy. So I didn't receive any doubts for the next 30 seconds. So I think that let's conclude this. Have your dinner, everyone. Good night, everyone. Meet you in the next interview series. If if the interview series is good enough, you would get more solutions. So try to make the interview series better. Thank you, everyone. Good night.